You're listening to the smooth sounds of W. Jim and Justin. At 10 and 8 Monday through Friday is the time I turn my radio to 101.5. Like a treat for my ears and mind, since 2012 made me laugh and made me cry. Kate the Duchess puts a smile on our face. She rules over style, sassiness, and grace. Sir William, you're an awesome dude. I kinda wanna build a statue of you. And what I'm really needing now in this local Huntley town is the only show around about people helping people. And now it's time to kick it off. Jim and Justin say to all ladies and gents, we present It's Two Gingers. Make it live tonight till the comedy and community collide. Enjoy the laughter, enjoy the ride. It's Two Gingers.
Yes, it is, and this is Sir William, and I am here with the lovely, the talented, the charming darling herself, the Duchess.
Hello, Sir William. Thank you so much.
How are you today?
I'm doing super swell.
Good weekend?
Yeah, really good weekend. I'm really getting concerned that time is flying by.
Yeah, where did the month of February go? It's gone.
Seriously,
Poof.
It's really flying by. And you know, on the morning show, we started the new, I don't want to call a segment, but new announcement of like what the national day is.
Right.
And I think it's messing with my head. I think it's making time go faster.
Okay.
Because I'm like, man, it was just donut day, and now it's margarita day, and then other days. But, you know, it's going, and I'm really happy that here in Chicago we've turned a corner with this weather.
I know, it is nice out.
I
didn't even wear a coat.
That part's awesome.
To the studio today.
You didn't.
It's pretty exciting. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so there's good things happening, you know.
Speaking of that morning show thing, since we do record that from different studios a lot of the time.
Yeah.
What do you think of my jokes?
I'm loving them.
They're pretty original, aren't they? Did you like my margarita one?
Of course. I love that you are finally picking up what I'm laying down.
Right.
Like, and not just ignoring what I've just said to you.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, though, on Margarita Day, I was a little shocked that it wasn't Jimmy Buffett.
I know.
I really thought that you would. I think that's your next step, is to try to pick an artist that is coinciding with that.
There's a whole timing of that show, pulling pieces together.
Well, I know.
The music might have been laid down prior to
right.
finding out it was Margarita
Oh, so you're
Day.
putting it on me then?
No.
What I'm hearing is that.
I mean, do they announce that it's Margarita Day like a year in advance?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe I should just.
Maybe you should just look at the same calendar I'm looking at.
Right.
You know what? I'll just share it with you right now.
Speaking of weekends. How about this one coming up?
This one coming up.
Yeah, this weekend we got a big event.
Oh, man.
On Saturday.
Oh, man.
The Huntley Chamber Expo.
Oh, that's right. I was like, what am I forgetting? I'm looking over the calendar.
This pet show that we're going to be doing is being hailed as one of the top social events in the area.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
First of all, Joey, the new intern, was on coffee duty today.
Uh-huh.
Do you see a major difference between yours and mine?
The coloring a little bit, yeah.
Right? Mine is like milk.
Yeah, this is good tasty, though. Like, mine has the right
Mine
amount.
does not. Mine is milk with like...
No coffee?
No. Seriously. Milk.
Icy milk. Did you order ice milk?
All right, Joey.
Oh, boy.
But he's new, so we just need to train him. Okay, so the expo and the dog show. I have been asked on the street if it will be the same commentators as years past. I don't think there's going to be a space for me.
Oh, there'll be space.
No, I don't think so. I think people love the Jer Bear, Sir William, Mr. Drizal.
Yeah, I don't know if the Don's going to be there or not. I'm going to talk to him later tonight.
Well,
see if he'll be there. But
you better figure it out because people.
Yeah, no, you'll be there.
I know I'm going to be there, but I think that's when I'm going to take my break.
No, that's one thing you'll want to be involved in. Speaking of taking a break there, you know who's right next to us?
Who?
Literally, like, here's our booth.
Oh, I
and the
haven't
booth
seen a
next to
map
us.
yet. Who's next to us?
Lucky Bernie's.
No.
April.
Oh, fun.
And she said, I'm going to be needing a lot of coffee.
No. Hey, we know.
And Morcus Chocolates is right
next door.
So,
and they hook you up with coffee all day long.
Right.
And sweet treats and things. If you have no idea what we're talking about, it's all over social media right now.
Right. And if you're driving around town by chance, it's
Yeah.
all over town, too.
So here's the thing. I will admit it to all of you. Okay? I'll be honest, which doesn't happen often. I'm just kidding.
That you're honest.
I'm just kidding. I will say this. When I first moved here and I saw that there was an expo,
Yeah. It's like, what?
I was like, no, thank you. I don't want a hot tub.
Right.
Because that's all I remember growing up.
Was
is
the hot tubs.
Getting dragged to these expos.
Right.
And my parents being strong-armed into buying a hot tub, which never happened.
Right.
And it wasn't until I started volunteering with you and going to this one in Huntley that I'm like, this is amazing.
Well, we had a fun thing, too. First of all, like, everybody who's there, who's in the chamber.
Yeah.
And you and I have a unique role because we go to a lot of chamber events
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Right.
But everybody's, like, friendly. So it's actually
Totally.
fun to be at. It's like a fun event.
Yeah, and if your kids are into swag, it is the place to be.
Absolutely.
They give out so much.
Yeah.
And I know
And
mean,
good
it's-
stuff, too.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Mediocre.
some of it's
Right.
pens.
But little mama loves that she gets at least one t-shirt,
Yeah.
a dozen pens,
Right.
some of those squishy stress
Right.
balls.
You get to spin the wheel to win. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a little bit fun, like a carnival.
It really
Like
is.
Mickey Mouse was there last year.
And shout out to dear Sunday Graham, big fan of our
Oh my
show, and
gosh.
we're a big fan of her. She has enlisted us yet again to be the MCs of said event.
Right.
So we'll be spinning the tunes for you all
Yeah.
day long. It's just a fun event. So don't let the word expo scare you off, because there's also some really great things, like some different people take the stage throughout the day.
Entertainment, yeah.
Like our dear friends over at Huntley Cheer Association will be performing
Yeah.
at one point. Of course, you already mentioned the Dog Fashion Show, which is awesome. The middle school chamber orchestra. There's the jazz band. There's other performers. There's a dance team. I mean, there's things happening all day long. But it's also a really great event if you want to meet the owners and the players in our area.
Right. Like if you're, like for instance, looking to open a bank account, there's banks there.
Right.
Or if you need a financial guy, there's financial guys there.
And you touched on it, but I'm going to say it again, that it's not real pushy.
It's not at all.
You can just go and ask questions.
Right.
You know, we were talking to people last year about windows and different things for the home, or, you know, there's all sorts of businesses there. So,
I mean, there's a couple businesses that aren't like right in the area, but they want to market to people in the area. But
Right.
most everybody's from right here, and they are just super friendly. And
Yeah.
you see the same people at this, and then you'll see them later on at the farmers market, and you'll
Right.
see them at other
Yeah.
stuff around town, and it's just fun.
yeah. So
I love doing it.
If you're
so.
around this Saturday, March 3rd, you can come on by. It's open to the public from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. And
Yeah,
make
and
sure that you stop by and say hi to Sir William and I.
Yeah, 5 lucky winners will get selfies with you.
5.
5.
And we're counting it this time.
We're going to limit it to 5 lucky winners. So
5.
If you have the password, which is actually 3 words, it's sweat, smile, repeat.
There you go.
One more time, sweat, smile, repeat. If you walk up to the Duchess and say sweat, smile, repeat, you can get a selfie.
But please don't be sweaty.
But no, you don't want to do that. But you can be smiling.
You don't have to sweat.
No,
you just have to
you
say
don't.
it.
You just have to say sweat, smile, repeat.
All right, Sir William.
Yes.
So today is National Tell a Fairy Tale Day.
Okay.
So go ahead. I'm just kidding.
All right. There's a little
So-
cottage out in the woods.
Oh man. What are once oral histories, myths, and legends retold around the fire by traveling storytellers have been written down and become known as the world as fairy tales. How do fairy tales usually start? Do you remember reading them as a child?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm over here.
I know. I'm trying to think.
It's not on the page.
How they start?
Yeah, every fairy tale starts.
Once upon a time.
Thank you.
Oh.
I'm like, where? Hello.
Oh, those words. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, so once upon a time. Mm-hmm.
In a land far, far away.
That's Star Wars, isn't it?
Could be. That's a galaxy far, far away.
Now, interestingly enough, the origins of most fairy tales were unseemingly and would not be approved or rated as appropriate for children by the Association of Fairy Tales by today's standards.
Really?
I didn't even know there was such an association.
Interesting.
Most were told as a way to make children behave, teach a lesson, or to pass the time, much like ghost stories around a campfire today.
So when I think of these fairy tales,
Yeah.
only one thing really comes to mind.
Okay.
Can I play it for
Yeah,
you?
please do.
Rule 17. Don't turn your back on bears, men you have wronged, or the dominant turkey during mating season. There are 40 rules all Shroot boys must learn before the age of 5. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep.
Oh my gosh. Was that D. White Cage Shroot? Oh man. Good.
Love that guy.
That was awesome. That was a clip from The Office, if you're not familiar. But listen, he has a good point because many of these stories do have some basis in truth. Okay?
Right.
So, for example, some believe that the story Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was inspired by the real life of Marguerite von Waldeck. She was the daughter of the 16th century Count of Waldeck. The area of Germany where the family lived was known for mining. Some of the tunnels were so tight they had to use children or small people such as dwarfs to work the mines. Could you imagine?
No.
Marguerite's beauty is well documented, and she had a stepmother who sent her away. She fell in love with a prince, but mysteriously died before she could have her happily ever after. As the stories evolved, they took on more magical quality with fictional characters such as fairies and giants and mermaids and gnomes, and sometimes gruesome story plots. Toes cut off to fit into a slipper, a wooden boy killing his cricket, or instead of kissing that frog prince, his head must be cut off. But those are unrated versions, of course.
Oh my gosh.
The Brothers Grimm collected and published some of the more well-known tales we are familiar with today. So Jacob and his brother, Wilhelm, together set out on a quest to preserve these tales at a time in history when tradition or oral storytelling was fading. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, sorry.
Whoops. In 1812, they published their first volume of stories titled Household Tales. Their stories had a darker quality and were clearly meant for an adult audience. Do you remember Rumpelstiltskin?
Sure do.
It's one of the tales they collected. There were several versions, and the little man went by many names in different parts of Europe, from Trite to Trot in Ireland to Whoopity Story in Scotland. Rumpelstiltskin was one difficult man to identify.
I guess.
Interestingly, Professor Rumpelstiltskin Schwartz has been known to debate the origins of some Mother Goose stories, including fabled Three Little Pigs.
One little piggy went to...
No!
No.
That's the house that gets blown down.
Oh, right.
You know, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. The tale is full of Jewish allegory and symbolism. Based on this and much more, Schwartz would place the origins of these particular set of piggies in 14th century, is it Danks?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that wild? Now, while some storytellers have a long and sometimes ancient history, such as Aesop, or the Fox and the Goose, the Ant and the Grasshopper, other storytellers are more recent, like Grimm Brothers. Hans Christian Andersen, have you heard of that name?
I have.
First published in 1829 and brought to us versions of The Princess and the Pea, The Ugly Duckling, and The Little Mermaid, and many more. Where Grimm's tales could take on darker cast and unmistakably written with adults in mind, Andersen's stories are sweet and warm.
Yes, they are.
Isn't that wild?
It is. It's crazy. What's cool is about these fairy tales is they really do tell people how to tell a story.
Yes. Are you
And
going to school us on that today?
I am, because, how many times have you ran into a person who tells a story and it just goes, wah, wah, at the
You
end?
every lunch?
Come on.
Oh!
That's not fair.
Hey-oh!
Engage your audience is the first thing that you want to do.
Okay.
Especially with children, they like to participate in your story.
Yes.
Have them quack every time the ugly duckling is mentioned.
Uh-huh.
Or make motions of Jack climbing a beanstalk.
Yes.
You want to give a tip?
Yeah, use repetition. This will only keep the kids engaged. So it only helps them to remember the story, but sets them up for the next round of the repeated phrase or stanza. You can see that in The Little Pigs. The wolf goes to every single house, and every single house he says, "I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." Right?
That's right.
So the kids can finally say it with you by the time it gets to the third stanza.
You definitely want to give your characters a voice. Nobody likes a monotone storyteller.
Nobody.
Bueller. Bueller. Bueller.
Except that guy. He's hilarious.
Anyone? Bueller. Not even children like monotone. If you vary your voice for each character and inflect excitement, sadness, and disappointment, will create drama and stimulate the imagination of little minds listening to you.
There is a voice that little mama pees her pants every time I use it in a book.
Really?
Yes, it's this one. She cracks up every time. She just starts laughing and laughing, and she can't stop laughing. Like that, yeah. I really thought she was going to pee her pants one
I
night.
actually tried to do this.
Yeah.
Like full blown when I was reading Michael Harry Potter books.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't even pronounce the names of the characters.
You're like Rumpetiskilskibitin.
Yeah, but I had different voices for each one of them.
I love it. As you should. Ask questions as you go. It's a good way to keep your story flowing and to gauge the children's listening skills.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And find out if somebody in the group has a story of their own. You might be in the presence of a great storyteller.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is. So what are some of your favorite...
Some of my favorites?
of all time.
I do like the classics that we've already kind of mentioned, like The Ugly Duckling, because they never go out of style, right? We read that one. I never read Rumpelstiltskin to her to little mama. That one is a little scary. But Snow White, and when I was younger, I really enjoyed reading about all of the princesses that lived happily ever after. And then I, unfortunately, at home have a little one that's like, that's not real. And
Not
could
happy.
care less about reading about a princess.
Right.
She wants to read about a little scientist or a little superhero, which is fine with me. That's fine. But do you have any favorites right off the
Well,
bat?
our friends over at Goodreads
Oh, okay.
have actually ranked them
Oh, excellent.
from 1 to 93.
Oh, good God.
I know.
Let's go to the top 10.
Let's pick the top 10. I like that
Yeah.
idea. So number 10 is The Frog Prince.
Oh, yeah. It's a good one.
Number 9, The Little Match Girl. I'm not familiar.
I don't
with-
even know that
That
one.
was written by Hans Christian Andersen, who
Oh,
you
boy.
brought up before.
Okay.
Number 8 is The 12 Dancing Princesses.
Mm-hmm. Don't know it.
Number 7, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah.
It's interesting that
Now
only
I'm gonna...
is at 7.
Right.
Like, you'd think that'd be a little bit higher.
Yeah. But now I'm always going to think about those poor little dwarfs working in the mine.
Hi-ho.
Hi-ho, it's off to work we go.
Yes.
Number 6, Hansel and Gretel.
Yes.
That was a classic.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Number 5, I don't know this one, The Snow Queen.
Nope. I don't.
Number 4, Rumpelstiltskin.
Yes.
Number 3, The Ugly Duckling.
Number 3. I mean, I would think so.
Number 2, Cinderella.
Mm-hmm.
With her little slipper.
Yes.
Cinderella.
So, yeah. I have a little, those cool purse hangers that I carry around in my purse. So if we ever go out and I can't put it on something, I'll put it on the table and then I can hang it off of the table.
Yeah, yep.
I have one that says she wasn't looking for a prince. She wanted a new dress and a night off.
Nice. Number 1.
Zing.
You got any guess?
Man,
And this actually...
Tortoise in the Hare.
Nope, that's good though.
Oof.
Before I give you the answer, I was going to ask you a question, which I'm going to ask you before you answer.
Oh,
Number
there's
1.
like so many rules
I
right
know,
now.
there's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about these in general, fairy tales.
Yeah.
Do you think they've lost their way at all since we were kids? And when I tell you what number 1 is, I would say that the answer is no. I don't think they're used in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had, everybody had the box of books,
Right.
that you
Right.
read all
Yes.
day long.
Yeah.
And that kind of might not happen. But number 1, Beauty and the Beast.
Ah,
So if you think about
wow.
Beauty and the Beast and Cinderella and Snow White, I mean, Disney has taken these fairy tales and
Right.
made a make-believe world, movies.
Right. And
the princesses.
they just remade it.
Yeah, exactly. And they've had it, as a theater production. They've had it on ice. They. I was in that.
Cetera,
I was in that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Right.
I was the Beast on ice.
Well, I think we found another Halloween costume for us.
Oh boy.
Hi-oh!
Yeah, so that's your top 10.
I love it. That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Fairy tales.
Tale as old as time.
Are you gonna finish that?
No, I thought you were gonna have it right there.
No.
What? All right. So fairy tales. What's your favorite? Maybe you could hit us up on social media and let us know. Oh God. Ding, 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 ding.
Speaking of Halloween costumes,
Yes.
a couple years ago we dressed up as the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah, I remember.
I went to Walmart with
I know, that was awesome.
with one of the dwarfs.
I
Yeah.
love it. Oh my Lord.
I think we've lost them.
I think I've lost you.
I love this song. Come on.
Okay.
All right. So, what's your favorite fairy tale? Right?
Yes?
Where could they go to do that?
I don't know.
Please follow us on social media. Our website is twogingerswithaz.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/twogingers. On Twitter at the Duchess 101.5 and Sir William 101.5. On Instagram at instagram.com/twogingers. And at Pinterest at pinterest.com/theduchess1015.
I mean, another quote that I love from Cinderella is, Cinderella is proof that a new pair of shoes can change your life. I mean,
Nice.
it's true, right?
Yeah. Of course it's true.
Yeah.
Cinderella. Gotta love her.
Sir William, what's going on this week?
You know what's going on this week? Everything.
Oh, that's what I just asked.
We're gonna
on!
we're gonna mature the show up tomorrow.
Oh, we are?
We're gonna move away from fairy tales and talk about Kool-Aid.
Come on. We are?
Yeah.
I did not see that in the calendar.
You didn't see that one coming?
No.
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
The rest of the week, you know.
I'm off for the rest of the week.
Oh, okay. Did you
Nope.
send a memo?
I don't need to. I'm the Duchess. I'm telling you here. So all of you will have...
Rule 17. Don't turn your back on bears, men you have wronged, or the dominant turkey during mating season. There are 40 rules all Shroot boys must learn before the age of 5. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep.
Oh no, I made a monster.
That is the best.
Doesn't it make you want to go back and watch all seasons
Yes.
of The Office?
I just miss Dwight Schrute.
Well, guess
so
what?
bad. It's
You can, because it's available streaming on the Netflix.
nice.
That's right. It sure is.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I know. It's so fun. And I did what you suggested, and I went back and I started rewatching Sneaky Pete so that I'm going to be ready when it returns to Amazon Prime.
Like March 6th.
I
isn't
know.
it?
I
Yeah,
better hurry up.
It's coming up. Yeah, you can watch that thing in like 2 sittings, though.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
I mean, if you were dedicated.
Right.
Or had like a sick day.
Yeah.
That's one day.
Yeah, I know. You know, the kids keep getting sick, and poor little mama had the little stomach yuck again. The thing is, you can't watch that stuff with the little ones.
No, you can't.
No, I do not suggest it.
It's a big NO.
All right, but listen, we really got to go.
All right.
That's all the time we have.
Thanks for tuning in.
We'll be back.
Stay classy.
Two Gingers is written, hosted, and produced by Sir William Guerin and the Duchess Kate Curtin. Post-production is done by Jim Carollo. Michael Guerin is executive producer emeritus. Two Gingers is broadcast in the Al Litwin studio at Dikey Park in Huntley, Illinois. The show broadcasts Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. on 101.5 Huntley Community Radio, WHRU-LP. HCR's executive producer is Alan Pollack. Thank you for tuning in.